the Abrahamic religions, all of them. The idea that an all-powerful God needs your money and donations and needs other humans to speak for him, I mean, how dumb can you be?
Not a single one of the quote-unquote Abrahamic religions claims that God needs your money. To briefly touch on Judaism and Islam, in Judaism, they just do tithing, which is supposed to help support the community and the temple. And then in Islam, they do zakat, which is a mandatory act of charity that gives to the poor and is meant to help purify your soul. In Christianity, we give away money to support the church, to support the people, and to support our own spiritual health. When it comes to God, quote-unquote, needing people to speak for him, this is also incorrect. I'll talk on Christianity since I'm not here to defend Islam. The more impure the soul is, the less we're able to comprehend God. So God would pick those that have a purer soul, and he picked them as prophets, people that could understand him, so they can communicate that to other humans. This is not the only thing that he does, though. He doesn't need to do this. He does it for us. We also see him directly manifest, not just when he becomes man, but also multiple times in the Old Testament. Rather than covering all those parts on my own, though, I will let my friend correct your next blunders.
All of the Abrahamic prophets met with this alleged God by themselves, with no witnesses to collaborate or verify the claims.
I don't know why this guy's lying. His assertion that prophets were the sole witnesses to divine revelation is embarrassingly false and deeply misleading. Regardless, God didn't speak to Muhammad without any witnesses. In fact, he didn't even speak to God. Allegedly, he spoke to Gabriel. Jesus, however, did talk to God the Father during the Transfiguration. The disciples heard the Father say, "This is my beloved Son, hear him now." And I think this is in Mark chapter 9, verse 5. Now, Moses also had witnesses of God speaking to him in Numbers 12:4. We see God speak to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. God also addresses them as you three, which lends credence to the idea that Aaron and Miriam heard God as well. Now, to be perfectly honest, Joseph Smith is a complete lost cause, and the only reason Muhammad is safe is because he spoke to an angel and not God.
Each section of that video is entirely based on a lack of knowledge, and not just in an uninformed way, but more in a willfully ignorant way. You failed to get a single point right. I think it's just time for you to repent.